Living on your own opens you up to so many possibilities. What your space would look like. How do you create an amazing vibe? How do you stamp your mark and make it your own? Where do you start? No matter what answers come up to these questions, the only thing that matters is that it's you who's making the decisions because you have the keys and you're in control. I'm Xian Lim, and this is The Good Home. Ask any guy who has reached maturity and the idea of living independently in a cool bachelor's pad is still a fantasy. But the problem seems to be that guys don't really have much inspiration when it comes to interior design and creating a great personal environment. Throughout the series, I will be guiding you on how to live your best life as a single guy in your very own space. Whether it's setting up a home studio for a side hustle, staying fit and healthy with the right food choices, or entertaining like a pro, there is no area in your life that we will not tackle together. So are you ready? Let's do it. Let's go. All right, let's start with the basics. The area where we, the male species, truly excel, and that's fixing stuff up. It's not just a stereotype for no reason, because I guess we want to be useful and, let's admit it, we have our tools and gadgets. We live for DIY. So today, we will be handling easy fixes around the house and save lots of money in the process. But first, how about giving us a like and consider subscribing to the official SMDC YouTube channel at the official SMDC. I'm gonna be breaking down my favorite items in the toolbox. It's kind of like what's in my bag, but just the male version. So are you guys ready? Let's jump right in. Let's go. A well-stocked toolbox is a must-have in any home. With the right tools, you can handle everything from simple day-to-day fixes to major home improvement projects. There are lots of toolkits in the market with basic sets if you're on a budget. But if you want to customize, then here are my top recommendations for you. Let's start off with a screwdriver set. Screwdrivers are essential for everything from woodwork to metalwork to electrical work. You can also use it to tighten the hardware in your cabinets, install light fixture and switches, and fixing your mobile. Another good set to keep handy is a set of pliers. Like these. You can use them to straighten or cut wires and to loosen or tighten bolts. Next up, a hammer, some nails, a tape measure, flashlight, and some duct tapes, plus a handsaw, a utility knife, a level, and an adjustable wrench. Over time, you can take on more demanding projects by adding in a power drill and drill bits to your toolbox. Saktong-sakto to. Using a power drill to drill holes or for easier driving of screws through different materials. Galing. So now that you have your tools, paano mo siya i-organize? Yan ang tanong. If you don't have a toolbox big enough to hold your tools, separate them by function and group them together in storage boxes or jars with labels for easy access. Place them in a cool, dry place away from moisture so they won't rust. That means you can place them under the kitchen sink. A great storage area would be under the bed, inside the closet, or on a shelf in your kitchen cabinet. All right, now that that's settled, are you ready for some easy fixes? Most of us have probably experienced the inconvenience of having a clogged sink. The best way to avoid this is by properly disposing food debris before you wash your dishes. But before you call a plumber to deal with these problems, how about trying to fix the problem yourself? The simplest fix is by attacking it with boiling water. Just pour, carefully, half a gallon of boiling water directly onto the opening of the drain to loosen the blockage caused by grease or soap residue. Dahan-dahan, ingat lang. Just wait a few minutes before turning on the faucet. And if it's still clogged, do the procedure second time around. Alright guys, before you pour boiling water down the drain, make sure your pipes are not made of PVC because that could melt or damage the plastic. So, if boiling water doesn't work, here's another alternative. Before you reach for chemical-based drain cleaners, try using vinegar and baking soda. First, remove the standing water from the sink. Then, pour 1 cup of baking soda down the drain, followed by 1 cup of vinegar. So cover the drain to seal the opening and let it sit for 15 minutes. Remove the cover and pour hot water down the drain to break up the blockage. Repeat the process if necessary, and it's probably a good idea to do this at night because then you can let it sit without using your sink until the next morning. Are you up for another DIY? For this one, you're probably using doorknobs without visible screws and thinking, how am I ever going to replace that? Paano nga ba? Well, it's actually easier than you think. Ito, napakadali lang nito. The secret is in that little slot right over here. So now I'm just going to reach inside my toolbox for my tiny flathead screwdriver right here, or you can actually just use a big safety pin. And all you have to do is just press that hole with a screwdriver or safety pin and pull out the knob at the same time. Once it's off, you can then remove the plates. Etong tanong, paano mo nga ba gagawin yun? So all you have to do is look around the edges for that little section where you can get your flathead screwdriver in and pop it right off. Now that we have the screws right where you can see them, you can now remove the screws with the screwdriver, or if you have a power drill, go ahead and use it to make the job easier. Once the screws are off, you can easily take out the knob from the other side as well. And that's how you remove it. Now remove the latch on the other side as well. Again, using your screwdriver or power drill. And once that's done, you're ready to install your new doorknob. First, fix the new latch into place with the screws. Then place the doorknob with the hole pointed towards the latch. Make sure the lock button is positioned inside the room and the keyhole outside. Slot the doorknob in on one side and then the other and secure the screws in place. Now make sure your screws are aligned properly to avoid cross-threading. Alright, there you have it guys. You've replaced your doorknob on your own using tools that you have on your arsenal. But not all projects can be tackled on your own. After all, saving money isn't just the only factor to consider when taking on DIY fixes. You also need the right tools and proper know-how before you can even begin. So, make sure you do some research and invest in the right tools to help make your home troubles much easier if you love this kind of content. Then if you like it, just give us a like and subscribe to our official SMDC YouTube channel at the official SMDC. Having your own space is a dream come true, but it does come with a lot of responsibilities, so make sure you commit to keeping your private oasis safe and running smoothly for a good home experience.